Hey there everyone, my name is Belcha from the guys who play games, and no, we're not back with another ROM hack. I'm finally, like, 3 or 4 months after doing the DKC 2, English. After DKC 2 glitches, we do DKC 3 glitches, ha hoo hee, that's what's happening. Man, I could have picked a better thing for this. You know, I want to say I'm putting a bit more work into this particular video, at least for now. It's like that, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be as long because there's not quite as much to do with this game, but that's what I'm going with for now. So can we speed up? Jeez. So I have like a bunch of different versions of the game here because there's a bunch of different like things and stuff to talk about with versions and all that jazz, but for now I'm going to do what I did last time. I'm going to go over cheats first. So let me move this so it's a bit more in frame. Alright, so this game has cheat codes just like DKC 2 and 1, but unlike those games, this game actually has a lot of cheats that actually like do things instead of just being like, oh, you get lives. I mean, there is a lives cheat you can see down there, but there's like different cheat codes that like change the game, give you some stuff, and surprisingly enough, the cheats are actually a bit interesting to talk about because how the cheats work actually changes, and it changes based on certain things, and some of them are a bit like quirky how they work. So we're gonna do it in alphabetical order. So, I mean, I guess I'll show me. Oh, what am I doing? I guess I'll just show me entering them. So, first of all, if you want to enter a cheat code on this menu, you go LRRLRRLR. That enters a cheat code menu. Here you can just enter the same letters that you do with the file select. That's kind of like a cool little byproduct of the fact that you can actually enter names in this version. So if you enter a save, what this cheat does is makes it so that on this file that I've done now, anytime I beat a level, the game will automatically save. So if you're the kind of person that likes to just play the game quickly and not have to care too much about stuff, then this is the cheat for you. You don't even have to go to Wrinkly to save anymore. You can just like every time you beat a level, it just automatically saves. And this is a really nice cheat because like I mean at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because like you can always go back to Wrinkly on the overworld and save if you have no quick save available. I'm moving on, by the way, because if you idle on this screen for too long, it actually brings you back to the title screen. Love that you can do that. Can you not exit out of this? Huh. Interesting. I guess once you pick copy, you have to pick a thing. But yeah, since you can always save, like, this cheat doesn't really do anything except just make it more, like, it's just a quality of life little cheat code you can enter, which is pretty nice. Number 2, I guess I'll mention too that, remember the little, like, when you beat the game, you get a little, like, thing on the VCR that gives you a title. If you enter this cheat, before starting, like, a new game, it'll give you, like, you'll get cheating chump over here, which will override any other things you'll get. Like, it basically calls you a cheater for using it. But it only does that if you enter it before starting a new game. And it does not do it if you enter on, like, a pre-existing game. And the reason for that is, I guess I'll talk about this right now. This game basically has 2 different states for cheat codes. Yeah, I already went over it if you didn't realize. But basically, like I just said, there's 2 states, and the states are simply whether you enter them on a new game or if you enter them on a already existing game. And the rule of thumb is that if you enter them on an existing game, it is a temporary cheat, but if you enter it before starting a new file, the cheat code is permanent and will always be active. Oof. That is the rule of thumb. However, there are a couple weird exceptions to this. Like, these 5 cheats all I guess these 4 cheats kind of operate by those rules. This one doesn't, music, because it's like a completely different type of cheat. And then there's a bunch of cheats over here that don't actually work like that. So even though that's like the rule of thumb, like, it isn't always exactly like that. But other than that, I guess while we're here, we can enter the color cheat. Color, as you can imagine, doesn't do anything in terms of like gameplay or anything, but it's just a cool little like aesthetic code where like if you really like the player 2 colors, which I guess I didn't get to show them off, so I might as well show them off quickly here right now. I'll just quickly do A. Basically, this cheat code will make it so that player 1 uses player 2's colors. However, this cheat code does not work in 2-player games, so you can't do that. Like, if you're doing 2-player contests, you can't reverse the player's colors, which is kind of a shame, but I mean, whatever. You know, that's just how it works. I guess I'll quickly go over and show off Kitty's colors, because we never got to see that. So yeah, this is, like, Kitty's colors. You know what, since we're here, I guess I'll also show off, a cool little, like, extra with this, too. Like, at surface value, it looks like it just changes their colors, but it, like, obviously, like, they use the player 2 colors, like, all over the place, right? They're in the maps. Obviously, if you're running around the overworld, like, they have the colors, like, in the game. In these levels, they have the color. So, like, Dixie uses purple instead of pink, and Kitty is more of a cyan rather than just, like, a normal blue. And a cool little thing you might not have ever... I mean, most people that have ever actually, like, done this will probably figure it out pretty quick. But they use these colors in this thing, too. Although, there's actually... When I show this, there's actually a weird glitch with this, where for some reason Kitty still uses player 1's colors, but Dixie will use the player 2 colors. And I'm not sure why that happens. It's like a weird little, like, oversight, I guess. I think there's, like... It's fixed in other versions of the game, like Japanese and PAL versions will fix this. I believe that is what is the case. Let me erase this now. And yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know about that code. Like, once again, like, same rules, permanent if it's on a new file, temporary on an existing one. It does not give you cheating chump. Like, only actually 2 of them do that, which is the automatic save and the lives cheat down here will give you cheating chump. It's a weird thing, and it's strange, but that's just, I don't know. I guess it's like a last minute thing probably, that it's just like, wait, let's call the player cheater. Okay, let's do the next one. I've actually... Oh, wait. I can't believe I have to think about this. Also, sometimes, because my buttons are, like, I'm using a Super Nintendo controller, but it's pretty old, so sometimes the L and R buttons on the Super Nintendo controller were not always the best. So a lot of times it won't quite work. But now I can show up the next cheat code, which is the Mary cheat code. I've actually already done a video on this technically, because I did a thing with this all the way back in the day. I basically did like a little like goofy meme video near Christmas, where I was just like, hey, remember this cheat code? And I basically just showed off all the states of this. But just in case you decided not to watch that and you don't give a shit or whatever, I don't know. But just wanted to show this off because I mean, I might as well talk about how like this is like one of the coolest cheat codes I have ever seen in any video game. Like, maybe not to other people, but for me, a person who lives in a snowy area, you know, I live in Canada, lots of snow, and all that jazz. I mean, I guess this doesn't really have anything to do with snow technically, but like, it's just a cool cheat code. It's like, if you couldn't tell by the name Mary, basically what this cheat code does is it changes all of the bonus games to have Christmas music and like Christmas graphics. So I guess this one could have stayed the same because stars are considered festive, but like, yeah, you can listen to the music. Like, it's this cool Christmas music, and it changes the stars to little ornaments, which is like, this is so cool because this cheat code does like, I don't know why this is in the game. Maybe it's because this game is based, like, the location of the game is kind of based on like a more northern region, so it's possible that that's why that they just kind of thought to do this, or maybe not, I don't know. But this changes for both the Collect Stars minigame, or bonus game, and it also changes for the Green Banana one. The Green Banana one becomes Collect Presents. They didn't change these little, like, screens, but that's understandable, because it's, like, probably would have been kind of tricky. Because those are, like, I think pre-rendered sort of doodads or whatever. But yeah, it's really cool. This is Collect Presents now. I can also showcase that, like this isn't just like, just changes this music. Like, it changes the victory and loss sounds too. And it's kind of an interesting little thing where they change it to like level 1. So like when you complete a bonus game, it's like it uses the same song as completing a level, and it's the same thing for losing too. It changes it to a death sound, which is I guess because it's just like easier or something. Like they just kind of use a template or whatever. I don't know what you'd call it, but that's just how it is. Anyways, let's hurry up. Jeez. Sometimes I swear you can skip it so fast, and sometimes it takes forever. Let's erase the file again. Try not to be... I mean, I guess these files don't really matter, but whatever. It's better to have them here than not. The next cheat code. Now, this cheat code is very strange. This is the water cheat code. This cheat code is actually pretty complex, because this isn't just like you enter and you get infected, but it changes the game state a little bit, and you can... I'm going to show off 2 separate things of this, so we're going to do it on a new file. So that is water. The name of this cheat code doesn't really tell you what it does either off first glance. Like, it kind of does, but like it's like not super obvious. Also, can I just say, like, this is such a tiny thing, but I find that this game's like name entry is so like what's the term? Like, it's so responsive and like quick. Like, you can just quickly go through. Like, it's one of the best like name entries I've ever seen in any game. Alright, so what this cheat code does essentially is when you like you can actually use this cheat code right away. Like, you don't need to like do anything complex, but basically what you need to do is from here you need to go back into the water and you need to swim into the waterfall up here. Hopefully this isn't... Okay, it still worked. And then what this does is it puts you into a mildly hard tic-tac-toe game, which might have been bad for me because I wasn't really paying attention, but I think I got it. Thank God. And what this does is it gives you instantly all 85 bonus coins. No weird, obscure, like, weird sequence of events to get them. In this game, you just get it for like, by doing a cheat code. Nice and simple. And, oh, I can't show that off yet. Actually, oh, wait, okay. So I'm gonna use some... maybe, in hindsight, maybe I should have put in some, like, whatchamacallit. Like, I should have used some save states for this, but whatever. I'm gonna show off a little cool little detail. I think Game Explain showed this off because, like, they did a thing on, like, the cheat codes of this game. But in case you've never heard of them or watched them, which, I mean, I don't know how probable it is, but just in case, we're going to go over this here. I'm going to enter the water cheat code, and since I have the thing, can you do this normally? No, I think you have to actually swim into it, so I have to go over to Funky here and, like, back out. Don't stay away for too long, huh? So what you need to do is, I mean, it's the same thing. I need to go into the waterfall here and do that. So the weird thing about this cheat code is, let me focus first though. Wow, that was easy. I say that and I'll mess it up somehow. But yeah, the weird thing with this cheat code is, even though this cheat code does have an effect on gameplay, like directly, for some reason this doesn't award you the cheating title. So, like, you can use this cheat code on, like, a normal playthrough and the game doesn't care, which is so weird to me, because this is, like, the A save doesn't really matter, and, like, you'll see the live cheat doesn't really matter either. This is, like, the only cheat code that actually has, like, a direct effect on gameplay, but for some reason this one does not give you a cheat. Oh, how did I pick the wrong vehicle? Jeez. Okay, go up to the hovercraft, dummy. Okay, so we want to go to, you might see where this is going. We want to go over to Boomer, so I'm going to unlock the Lost World right now. Quickly. You get caught on stuff so easily. Alright. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, so if we go to Boomer with all 85 coins... I guess this is right now this is much more focused on just like cool little details, but I mean I wanted to talk about the cheat codes. This game's cheat codes are really cool, so, I mean, whatever. But yeah, if you come to Boomer with all 85 coins, he'll, react to you after he does his little spiel. What? The Blazes? I don't know how he did DKC, and I don't think I want to either. This is the only way to buy all 5 of his explosives at the same time, too. And it's pretty cool that he actually reacts to it. Like, it's not just like, yeah, I'll buy, give me your money. He actually reacts to it, which is pretty cool. I can just kind of do speed up here quickly. It's the only way to see that cutscene, I guess, technically. Like, the full one, but... I also want to see something... How many coins do I have on this file, actually? Let me see here. So if I save here, it should show... I have 1 coin. I don't know how you do this. There's a way you can kind of glitch the count drop. I don't actually know how you do it, and I didn't look into it, and like... I noticed this glitch on the Atlas, the DKC Atlas, but nobody really explained how they did it. So, I mean, I'll just leave that as it is, and like, if you want to do it, try it yourself and experiment with stuff, but, you know, that's up to you. But basically, simply put, there's a way to use this cheat code to, like, glitch the counter out, because it doesn't count up past a certain number. It'll start showing, like, glitched numbers and stuff, because it's not supposed to go too high. But I never talked about this, but, like, interesting quirk of the camera in this game is because how much the camera, like, scrolls is based on the boat. When you have, like, the hovercrafts in here, like, you can see more of the map. But, like, if you have only the motorboat, then it won't scroll at all. That's just, like, a little detail I guess I should point out. Let's erase this again. What is next? The music one. This one's pretty cool. So, like, you remember how, like, DKC2 had, like, a music test? And I think the first game does, too. But, like, they're both, like, pretty, whatchamacallit, like... I wouldn't say half-assed, but like they didn't put a lot of work into it is like my point. Like DKC2 just has like basic, like super like basic, like, oh, the name of this song is mine, you know, stuff like that. And like they don't have super fancy graphics for anything. But in this game, the music cheat code brings you to like this fancy little jukebox thing. And like they even have the official names of the song here, which is really cool. I think this is the first time, like, they did this, too, right? Like, I'm not sure when the soundtracks for the DKC games were released, but, like, even when they did, I'm not sure if they ever had, like, the official names like this. Like, it's really cool. Like, you can see the names right here. So, like, if you ever had trouble remembering these names, you know, you got Dixie Beat, Crazy Calypso, Cavern Caprice. It still has the same thing where, like, the order of the songs in here is really random. Like, I'm not sure. Like, it almost looks like it's alphabetical order at first, but then, like, you got Waterworld just out of nowhere, and then Rock Face Rumble, Jungle Jitter. It's possible these are just, like, the order that the songs are in the actual, like, game. Like, this is the internal song list, but I don't know. Nuts and Bolts, Mill Fever, Enchanted Riverbank, Frosty Frolics, Still Village, Treetop Tumble, Pokey Pipes, Cascade Capers, Boss Boogie, Big Boss Blues, Bonus Time, Fanfare, Hanging the Funkies, Wrinkly Save Game, Get Fit to Go Go, Wrinkly 64, Swanky Sideshow, Cranky Showdown, Brothers Bear, Northern Hemisphere, Submap Shuffle, Crematoa Concerto, Hot Pursuit, Crystal Chasm, Rocket Run, Baddies and Parade, Game Over, Jangle Bells, Mama Bird. Whew! Now it doesn't have every song in here, obviously, because like all the there's none of like the death or like level complete songs are in here, but you know it's like all like the main ones, obviously. Like these are the ones you'd really want to actually like listen to, so it's pretty cool that this is here. Anyways, that's all for like the normal, just like enter them and that's how it works cheat codes. Now we're gonna start getting some weird ones. Oops, here I got too many things open. Alright, so we have the lives cheat code. This one does the exact same thing as it does in the first two games. You start with 50 lives. However, the strange thing about this cheat code is that it works normally, but for some reason, like obviously like this isn't a permanent cheat code, because even if you enter it before starting a new file, you just start with normal lives. You have to enter this cheat code every time you want the 50 lives. And the strange thing about it is that if you enter this before starting a new game, it does give you the cheating jump title. But it doesn't give it to you if you enter it like on a temporary, like on an existing file already. And it's really strange because obviously, like, you can do that, but like it doesn't change anything. The only thing that changes whether you like enter it permanently is that it just permanently makes you a cheater. But like the lives don't really do much, to be honest. Lives really don't matter in this game except for midpoints because you can always save. So, and even if you're having trouble with midpoints, you can just go grind lives. Like, this is a game where lives really don't matter. And I'm not gonna bother entering these because like it's pretty obvious what they do. Next is the erase cheat code. This one's very simple. If you enter this on a pre-existing file, it'll erase the save time on Riverside Race. So if you have like, if you want to get a new high score but you can't beat your old one, you can erase it for whatever reason. Like, obviously this cheat code is like very like meaningless because like who really cares? But it's cool that it's there. Like, if you want to see, you know, new record pop up, but you don't want to have to beat, you know, the game up to that point again, you know, it's there. Obviously, it doesn't do anything on a new file. And we have a cheat code that can only be permanent. If you enter the harder cheat code on a new save game, it'll remove 29 of the 132 DK barrels in the game. Oof. I got it. I talk so much, it's like coming back at me now. It'll give you 104% at the end of the game if you do this, and it'll give you the Mondo Monkey title if you get that 104%. If you enter this on a pre-existing file, however, it does absolutely nothing, so this is a permanent only cheat code. So yeah, if you want to play the game but you want it to be a little harder, this cheat code's for you. It's funny how like it doesn't really remove that many of the DK barrels. Like, it removes about a quarter, so like it does make the game harder, but it's not like a huge deal. However, the next cheat code definitely, you know, bumps it up a lot. The Tufts cheat code. Now, this cheat code is very interesting because this one's unique in that it actually works differently depending on whether you enter it on a pre-existing file or a new file. So if you enter this on a pre-existing save file, it'll just replace halfway barrels with banana bunches. You know, simply put. So you can enter like both harder and Tufts if you want like a game to be a little like tougher, right? No midpoints and a lot of DK barrels are gone. But if you enter this on a new file, then you get the ultimate experience where it does the same thing as before, where it changes half our barrels to be banana bunches. But this also removes every single DK barrel in the game except for 4 that are considered like mandatory. And it gives you 105% completion at the end of the game along with Immortal Monkey. This cheat code is basically like I was talking about earlier, where it's like the ultimate challenge for this game, where it makes the game super difficult. The interesting thing is that, yeah, as you can see here, like there's 4 DK barrels that are still in the game. 3 of them are considered like you need them because like they're super hard to like get. Like 2 of them are at points where it's impossible to progress without your partner. One of them, it is possible, but it's like kind of like weird to do it, so like you can understand why they put it there. But there's like one random one that's just kind of there. I think I mentioned this in the LP. Like, it's a DK barrel in, I think, the first factory level. Is it the first one or the second one? I forget which one it is. It's one of the 2 factory levels in the like factory world, or like if you climb along the rope at the top and then go to the left, there's an invisible DK barrel, and it's like, I guess they just forgot about it, is what I'm guessing, or something like that. Oh, I forgot I put this down here. You know, I guess I might as well show this off too. So, if you're used to the boat physics in like NTSC US versions, then you may not have ever noticed this, but if you play a Japanese or European version of the game, then the boat physics are actually different. This is something I haven't actually seen documented anywhere, but I guess probably because it's not like too big of a deal. But it is something that's there. So, first of all, when you're in NTS or PAL and Japanese versions, when you're in the boat and you go into Funky's Rentals, you actually like go in. Like in the NTSC version, you like stop instantly, but in this version, you actually like kind of scoot on in after you enter, which is like doesn't affect anything, but it's just a cool little like extra detail they added. The big thing that's changed with the boat physics is that the boat just basically starts moving a lot faster in this version. Like normally, when you're at a standstill, or I guess like when you like first enter the boat, like it takes a while to start getting it going, but in the PAL and Japanese versions, it just starts going instantly, which is just, you know, cool little thing. I haven't seen it like mentioned anywhere. I just wanted to point that out. But anyways, now we're gonna start going on the actual like glitches. So first of all, we got some general glitches here, and I'm just gonna go into my I don't know what version of the game this is because this one isn't marked, but I think this is just version 1.1 NTSC. I forget. There's not too many differences between 1.0 and 1.1, but you know, they're there. Anyways, we're just gonna go into I guess I'll just go into the normal 103% file. This is the one I beat the game with, if you care. Okay, let's pick the gyrocopter and let's scoot on over to the first level. There's a lot that we can show off in the first level, actually, which is pretty cool. But yeah, as you saw by the name of the thing here, basically what this glitch is that if you're aware of how like sprites work in this game, I've already gone into a lot of detail of this, but basically sprites have different like despawn ranges, and what's cool about that is we can kind of exploit this. So the steel keg despawns a bit farther away than like normal, so you notice that the coin's there, but he's not dead, but the steel keg's kind of going right through him. So if you use that to your advantage, you can actually kill coin in certain weird ways that's like not like super intended, and that's just like kind of a cute little, like, I guess it's not a cute detail, it's like a glitch, but you know what I mean. It's a pretty minor glitch. There's not really any super big like situations where it's like super useful, but you know, that's just how it works. Anyways, let's head on over to way later into the level here. So I can't show off one of these behaviors right now, but I can show off another one. So basically, we're gonna grab Ellie here, and we're gonna kill this bird here so I can make room. So what we want to do is we want to. Normally, you can't get Ellie out of this part because you can't jump high enough to get over there, and like you need a team to get her. But as it happens, it just so happens that Ellie can actually jump on top of Kitty when he's rolling, which is probably not intended, but it is something that you can do because I guess they just forgot about this or something. But yeah, using this we can get Ellie out of here. It's funny because this technically isn't a level specific glitch that I'm doing, but like it's just easiest to do in this level, so we're just gonna do it here. So these little like tiles here that are kind of out of the water but not totally, they behave kind of strangely with Ellie, where like she kind of starts floating, as you can see. Like it kind of like she like glitches and like it takes forever for her to drop. It's really weird, and I'm not sure why it's like that, but I guess it's just because they never like, obviously Ellie never shows up in this stuff. Another interesting thing we can show off though is interacting with I forget, I don't think Ellie can jump on these. No, it like pops her off, so that doesn't work. We can get her up there though by just doing the same things before, where we just throw Kitty and jump at Ellie. Oops. It's a little tricky to do because like if you throw whatchamacallit, if you throw Kitty and then just like try to jump onto Ellie, you won't do it fast enough. Like you have to do it specifically on top of Ellie to get enough time. So yeah, if we take Ellie to these ropes, and I don't think you can do it with Dixie because none of the ropes are ever low enough, which is an interesting thing. Because obviously, like, Kitty's huge, so his hitbox is way bigger. But basically, if you do this, you can see that this weird interaction causes Ellie to, like, drop down. Which is, like, obviously, this isn't intended, but that's just how it works. What's actually interesting about this glitch is that you may think it's just visual, but interestingly enough, this glitch isn't just a visual glitch. This actually changes your hitbox. Ellie is attached to her hitbox still. So you can grab stuff from lower down. And you can see this by these bananas here, where Ellie normally can't get those, but you can in this game state, because Ellie is low enough to the water surface that it like causes that to change. Which is interesting. Boom, 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 boom. It doesn't change your interaction with like tiles and stuff, but it does change it with whatchamacallit, with like sprites and stuff. But yeah, I think that's everything we can show off for now. Yeah, I pointed out the whole glitch thing, but I'm not sure how you actually do this. I just pointed this, like, I wrote this down because I saw it on, like, someone mentioned this, and I saw a picture of it, but I'm not sure what this, like, how you can even do this, but whatever. It's there. You can look it up yourself. It's on the atlas somewhere. I forget where. Now for our next cheat code, or cheat code. Stone cheat code mo. This is a funny little quirk that results from team switching on. I think you can only do this on mountain levels because for some reason the tiles are just like specifically made in such a way that you can do this here. I guess I'll show this off. I'm pretty sure I already showed this off, but you know, whatever. So basically on this tile right here, if you just barely, like, you have to like just barely like and if you team switch with right here with Kitty, it actually causes the game to freeze for a little bit because Dixie has to land before the game like lets you like start playing again. And what's weird about this is that this doesn't happen if you switch from Kitty to Dixie. Like, Kitty will just float right back on up instantly, but for some reason if you switch from Dixie to Kitty, you have to wait for Dixie to land. I'm not sure why. I guess it's because, like, well, no, I think Kitty uses a unique animation too. I'm not sure why this only happens with these two, but that's just how it is. Anyways, next one. Right, the waterfall one. This glitch is a little hard to do. And when I say hard to do, I mean it's like super random when this happens. I'm not sure what causes this to happen, but it seems like if you like enter this level and just kind of run up to the waterfall right away and switch, it sometimes happens. But basically, sometimes if you like move into the waterfall and switch, the game gets kind of confused and will like just kind of like drop you through the ground and kill you. And it's really weird to get this to happen. And like, it doesn't help that the game's kind of picky with team switching on slopes. Like, I try to do it sometimes, it just won't. Like, I'm like mashing the button and it just won't team switch. I'm not sure what causes this, but like, like I said, it seems to be some sort of behavior resulting from like just like going onto this like a specific way and just like team switching. Like, I don't know. I can't. I'm gonna try to do this a bit, but like if I can't replicate this, then I'm just gonna move on. Sometimes you can get this to happen really easily, and sometimes it just doesn't want to happen at all. It also seems to happen like easier with different waterfalls. Like, I'm not sure if like it's just like something related to the waterfalls. So let me go jump towards. I was gonna say let me jump towards another waterfall, but I guess I'll just kill myself instead. I mean, that still works because I can quickly reset and try to do this again. Like, the game's kind of picky about team switching on slopes, so a lot of times it won't let you. I'm not sure. I'm guessing that's probably, it might actually be a precaution specifically because they don't want you to do this super easily. But like, obviously it'll still happen sometimes. It's weird. Like, you can usually tell when it happens because like Kitty or Dixie will just instantly become like full bright instead of being like dark behind the waterfall like they're supposed to. It seems to happen more easily if you like, there you go! That's how it happens. So I think you can't do it with the slope ones. Maybe it has to specifically be these ones. Like, if you do it like right as you like come on screen, it'll like do it. But like, you have to like, it has to be like off screen and you have to just like, there, nope. Obviously, if you do it at certain points, the game will be like, oh shoot, and like you'll fall through the ground and just like die. Like, even then, like, you can see, like, I don't know if you can hear, but I'm freaking mashing the button, and it will not let you team switch unless you're like flat enough. Like, I'm not sure if there's like sort of like a one-time only dealio where like it only happened once. But sometimes, like, I don't know. I've never been able to do it more than once without like exiting levels, so I don't know. I have no idea what this glitch happens other than just like, I guess the game gets confused because you're like team switching right when you're in between the transition to being behind the waterfall. Because like it does kind of change your game state a little bit, right? Like, if you're behind the waterfall and you try to jump out, it won't let you. And you can even see like, it actually like pushes you, which is something that doesn't normally happen. It also seems to happen way more easily if like the waterfall was like not on screen for like the whole time you're doing it. So like if I like run over to this, and I'm not sure what causes this. Oops, I moved my keyboard. But yeah, that's just how it goes, I guess. Anyways, oh right, this is an interesting one. So, oops, I keep clicking the wrong thing. I don't know why. We have to go all the way back to the first. Well, it's not the first level, but it's the third level. And like also show off the way water tiles interact with team throws. So you know this still works. I can show off two things at once, and it's still like in the list in alphabetical order technically. But whatever. So we want to come over here to Title Trouble. So there's a kind of an interesting, like weird. I don't know what you'd call it. It's a behavior of like thrown objects when you're like dealing with certain things. But basically, let's come over here, let's grab this steel cake, and basically what we want to do is we want to come over here, we want to put the cake down. Basically, we just throw Dixie. And for some reason, if you throw her, like if she's like this and then you jump into water while holding an object, the object like becomes like, I don't know, it like glitches and like it like doesn't interact with anything anymore. And what's interesting is this object becomes what's the term? I believe Nathan is bored uses this term a lot in his Super Mario World videos. I forget what he called it, but basically this object becomes like, oh right, it becomes persistent. In other words, it becomes a permanent object that will now exist whether it is on screen or not. Like if I come back, it's still going to be here because I guess while its objects are dropping from your hand, like they become permanent. But the thing is that obviously, like, and like this takes up like sprite data, right? Like this, you can even like this steel cake doesn't even come back because the game still thinks it's like dropping, so it won't ever come back. And this object like takes up slots and stuff, so like this will cause the game to start like slowing down in certain situations. But I can also show this off. So when you're like team throwing onto these things, you can see here like the game won't actually land. Like these tiles are like in a weird state where they're like kind of they're technically in the water but not. Like they're just barely not, and they are. This is why if you like swim into them, like you can like it'll like push you upward and like you can swim up to these. But like if you jump onto them, like you just land normally, and that's like a weird thing. Now what's funny about this glitch is that the permanent like character glitch applies to cobbles too. So if I jump into the water with this cobble, he's now basically for all intents and purposes dead, and he's just stuck here permanently. And if we start doing this with every cobble in the level, you'll start seeing like the game starts like having trouble keeping up with it all. As you start seeing like more like sprites pop up on screen, we'll start seeing palette issues and like massive slowdown because the game's not ready to deal with all this crap. Like, because now technically, like when you get into these areas, there's like 5 sprites on screen or so. Like it's not supposed to be, but that's just how it goes. So if you were to ask me why this glitch happens, I believe it's a case because normally when you like throw yeah, you can see he's like using a glitch palette. Basically when you jump into water and you're holding your your Kong's like sitting around, like normally like basically it's like whatchamacallit, like she'll land normally and stuff, but like, oh jeez, trying to do this properly is gonna be hard. Come on, land. There we go. So like she comes back to you when she's on the thing, whether you know, and I'm guessing that like because that happens, like interferes with the sprite drop somehow. Like I guess that's pretty obvious that that's what's happening. I'm just not sure why, because unfortunately the research in these games is still like there's a lot of it if you know where to look, but it's still like at its core it's still pretty rudimentary. And you can see it's starting to cause the game to slow down a lot, and we're seeing a lot of glitched palettes. Like these two are fine because they use the same one, but if anytime we see the red one, like it's gonna start causing glitches. Essentially right now we're in a state where there's like 6 or so permanent sprites just like stuck on screen, and the game's like, oh shit, like it's having a lot of trouble handling that all. Like, we might start seeing, if we try enough, we might start seeing, like, sprites starting to disappear. Because, like, right now there's technically, like, probably, like, 9 sprites, and, like, the game really doesn't like that. I don't think we're gonna get that, unfortunately, but maybe if I get hit, like, right when one's on screen. Looks fine. Whatever. But yeah, that's just a funny little glitch. I'm not sure if that has any gameplay advantages. Like, all it really does is cause lag, but it might cause certain things to not spawn. I don't know. But yeah, you can do this on any level that has, like, land and water in it. But obviously not waterfall. Like, it needs to be swimmable water. Oh yeah. This glitch is a bit hard to do, because, like, steel kegs, like, try to make you, like, do, like, a little animation on them, but, like, actually getting this to, like, work properly. I'm actually gonna change to my Japanese ROM to do this, because I believe it happens easier in this ROM. Thankfully, I actually have this beaten up to the set point, so it shouldn't be a problem. I guess I'll show this off too. So, just like in the PAL version, the Japanese version has faster reacting boats and stuff too. I think, like, the physics in general is just changed to be, like, you don't get stuck on stuff quite as easily. Seems to be what it, like, is the result. I'm not sure. That just seems to be what I've noticed from it. There's other small differences too, but, like, I don't remember them off the top of my head. And this isn't, like, a version difference video, so I'm not going to worry too much about this. Actually, while we're here, I guess I'll show off another glitch too first. So, an interesting glitch. This glitch is, for some reason, this glitch is exclusive to the Japanese version. This doesn't work on any NTSC version, and it doesn't work on the PAL versions either. This only works on this version of the game, and it only works, like, and I'm not sure why, but basically, in this version only, when you're in invincibility frames, you can actually run through these doors. It's the only version you can do this on. And because of this, you can actually beat this level super fast. And, like, technically you can just take the warp too, but, like, I guess technically speaking, if you're doing, like, a warpless run, but you're still allowed to use glitches, then you can use this glitch to beat this level, like, instantly. But, that's Dr. Pepper, thank God. But, just, you know, it's a cool little, like, unique glitch to this version. I just thought that was really cool. Like, this is the only version of the game you can do this glitch on. I'm not sure why, but I'm guessing it's, like, some weird... Like, I think, in other versions of the game, these doors don't bounce you, or at least this door doesn't bounce you. But in this version specifically, this door seems to work just like all the other doors. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but maybe I'll, like, test that in this video or something. But basically, where is this? Right there. So basically, normally, like, when you land on a steel keg, it'll, like, kind of like you put you into, like, an animation where you're rolling and you can't do anything except, like, jump off the keg. And you can't land on it with animal buddies either, I don't believe. Like, we saw before, I tried to do it, but, like, it didn't work. But I believe... I haven't done too much, like, research into how this works, because, like, I tested this out in my own time, and, like, it's really hard to get this to, like, work properly. Not sure why, but, simply put, like, we want to, how do I put this? I guess the best way to put this is, steel kegs kind of glitch up a little bit if you're on them when they roll into an enemy. So we can do a little, we can, you know, use this glitch to do another glitch as a result of that. So basically, jumping on steel kegs is kind of hard, but, like, you can kind of do it using the same trick we did earlier, where basically you want to, like, jump and then during the frame, let me actually put a save state down on this, just in case. I'm going to put in slot 3. So when it hits an enemy while you're on it, it'll actually let you, like, it'll put you into a normal animation. And normally you can't do that, but for some reason rolling an enemy does that. And we can take advantage of this to do another glitch, where basically what we want to do is throw up here. Oh, fuck. It's a little hard to do because obviously the steel keg moves hella fast, but let's throw up here, and basically doing this we can, like, kind of zoom straight up here, which is something that obviously isn't supposed to happen. But basically, I might show this. We're probably gonna end up showing off this glitch a couple other times in like different like forms. Basically, this glitch is a result of the fact that your Kongs cannot move off screen. This is why we can like throw Dixie across like the edge of the screen to kind of like keep her on land, even if she's not supposed to be normally, because you're not allowed to move off the left side of the screen. And this glitch like takes priority, or I guess that isn't a glitch. That's just how the game works. But that takes priority over everything, basically. Is I guess the good way of putting it. Ah, frick! It's like a specific place where you want to stand. There we go. I tried to do this a bunch of times, but it seems to only work. This seems to be another glitch that only seems to want to work in Japanese versions. But basically, I didn't even get to finish explaining the camera glitch. But I guess I'll go over it one time, one step at a time, and you can just watch this and be amazed. Basically, you can't move off the left side of the camera, and because of that, if you throw Dixie like at a specific spot right there near like geometry, like map tiles, like it'll force her to move towards this push her. The camera will push her basically. And you can't, like, because there's geometry there, it'll, like, put you in the geometry and kind of, like, try to kick you upward. Like, think of it like how in Mario games, where, like, if you're in level tiles, then, like, it'll try to push you out. Basically, it works the same way in this game, but it's a lot more, like, it's a lot faster. And basically, it'll, like, shove you to, like, as high up as it can go until there's no geometry. Until, like, you can actually, like, like, a legitimate cell you can stand in, basically. This is something you can actually do in a couple places, but this is just like the easiest place you can do it. And this technically doesn't save any time because you need to kill that rat anyways. But it's just cool looking. And on to what we're looking at right now. Basically, when it puts you get put into this like rolling state when you land on a steel keg. But because these tiles, this object that I'm standing on. Is a little weird because you can stand on this, but you can't put stuff down on it, right? They're only something you can land on. They're a sprite only, right? Whatchamacallit? They're a player only thing, right? Like you could think of them as like the note blocks or like the message blocks from Super Mario World. They work exactly the same way in that regard. And yeah, as you can see here, like that's what happens. I forget. I think this might only be possible with Dixie or with Kitty, but let me try. It's a little hard to do this with Dixie because she throws them a lot differently. Let's see. No, it just works now. I couldn't get this to work at all on other versions of the game, so I think this is another glitch that technically only works on the Japanese version, but I might be wrong about that. Maybe you can like throw them in different weird ways to get this to happen. I don't know, but either way, this happens in this version. Because this is a player-only object, the steel keg goes right through it, but you land on it. And because you never left the ground, technically, it keeps you in this state where the only thing you can do right now is jump, and that'll put you out of the state. Which is just like a cool little thing. This is technically a level, like a specific glitch, because this is the only level these objects appear on. But it's related to this object, obviously. Right, this next glitch is actually really interesting. I'm going to go to my 1.1 thing, and I'm actually going to load a save state here. So, this is a two-player contest glitch, actually. This is the only one I know of off the top of my head that works like this. But basically, if player 1 or player 2 gets a game over, and then player 1 when you get a game over in a two-player contest game, the game doesn't actually properly clear a bunch of like, I guess you'd call them bits, like player state things. So, right now I have Perry the Parallel Bird with me, and because of this, I'm going to fast forward through this because you've already seen the game over before. So now it shoves me straight into player 2. But what's interesting about this is that the game is currently in a weird state where the game still thinks certain things are happening. So I can come over to, I don't know, let's say, Let's go to the first boss level. That's a good one to show off. Because you can get some glitchy sound effects from this, actually. I might test off a couple levels. What's fun about this is I didn't actually test this glitch at all in other levels. I only tested this in like a couple levels just to see how it worked. So I might actually get to see some cool other glitches from this state. Basically, if I enter a level, the game will still think we have parry, and it'll give us parry. And because parry obviously is never supposed to show up in boss levels, this flapping is like super glitched. And like you can kind of hear that, which is interesting. And because parry's here, it actually causes these beetles to glitch out. And something I also never showed up, and this is a glitch. I don't think I actually have this glitch on my list, but it's just like, it's a super minor glitch. But basically, if you jump onto these barrels while you're holding a beetle, the beetle that drops from your like hand kind of glitches out a little bit. Like they kind of pop up a little bit. We can also see that a little cool little thing is that parry actually dies if he touches Belcha. Which is something that isn't like... Obviously this isn't like... Whoops. Well, whatever. But yeah, since, like I said, since haven't really taken the time to test this glitch out, we might actually get to see some weird interactions with this. I get the G. I'm dead. I tested this in Bleak. He doesn't show up. I tested what's an interesting one I tested out is that if you take parry to a toboggan level, while you're in the toboggan, parry doesn't actually interact with anything anymore. Like he becomes like non-solid, which I guess I might as well show off right now. I can quickly show this off. Like, I mean, I mentioned it. I don't necessarily need to show you, but like, it's cool. Also, I guess it's the when that DK I was talking about is in the bazooka level, but that's something else. So if I come over here to this level, and now we jump onto a toboggan, parry no longer will interact with stuff while we're in this toboggan. We can't quite see it yet, but we will see in a couple seconds when we start seeing stuff in the like ceiling. So you can see like parry goes right through the buzz, doesn't give a crap. Parry also now show up in like bonus rooms and stuff. Like he'll stick with us for the most part. Although he won't always show up because like parry's a little weird. Like because this game state is like technically glitched, like parry will actually sometimes not show up. And I'm not sure what causes that to happen. Like it seems like if you like lose the bonus game, like he won't show up, but like sometimes he didn't show up either way. It's to be based on the level actually. Like, I tested out on Stampede Sprint, and he wasn't showing up there a lot of the time for some reason. And, like, parry does show up in a box, so that maybe that's related to it, but I don't see why that would, because, like, if you do the bonuses at the start of the level, like, parry isn't even, like, on screen there, like the box, so, I don't know, it's weird. Now, unfortunately, there's no way for me to test this with any of this toboggan level. And I never tested that with other toboggan levels, but I'm not sure if parry starts to interact with stuff again after this. It's hard to tell, because coin probably isn't on screen enough for him to, like, do anything. So I don't know. Possibly, I don't know. But either way, I think he starts to interact with stuff. I think it's only my toboggan, but I mean, I guess I can test this out right now. Like, theoretically, I could do this, but, like, I don't know. Maybe I'll skip it, maybe I won't, I don't know. Either way, let's just quickly go run to a rat and fast forward super a bunch. I guess the button level is right here. Should I test this out? Screw it, let's do it. Oh, right, now I remember why I couldn't test this out, because when parry first shows up, his hitbox, like, I'm not sure if it's because he, like, appears there or if his hitbox is glitched or something. But either way, when you start this level, parry just dies instantly, so you can't actually test this out in this level, fortunately. And I don't think there's any other toboggan levels like that. Those are the only two toboggan levels in the game, right? The other one is like a alley running level, which is different. Good drink. Because Perry is actually supposed to show up in that level, so he works normally there. We can see some other cool little interactions you never get to see. Like Perry interacts with the class. Like if he touches the class, it blows up and Perry dies. Most interactions seem like they'd be obvious, but things don't always work like you'd expect them to. Like the class don't interact with barrels at all, so like if you throw a barrel at them, they won't blow up. Actually, let's go test out Pothole Panic then. I don't think Perry will like these. Unlike the second game, these like when you go into like a Brothers Barrier, it doesn't seem to work the same way as normal gameplay. So Perry should still show up here, right? Yeah. It's like Perry will kill these birds. I'm not sure if Perry interacts with the bombs. Possibly. We'll try that out after, but for now I just want to get Perry over to the bounty basses. That's what they're called. I want to get to those guys because it's possible that Perry might kill them because they work similar to the booty birds. I don't know. I guess we'll see. That's something I'm actually really curious about. Well, let's have to be careful because Perry will actually so this is something that you won't really get to see in a normal game, but Perry will actually like die if it gets too far off screen. Are you kidding me? Where is he? No! Yeah, if he's off screen for too long, he'll actually like despawn, so we don't actually get to see that. Dang it! That stinks. Well, that's something we can't really test out here. I can't think of any other levels where it's easy to quickly run into a bounty bass. I guess we can test the water level, but I don't know. I'm trying to think right now. What's a level that might be weird? I know that, like, pretty much all the bosses, Perry will just, like, die if he touches them, even if they don't normally hurt you. Like, Chaos will kill him. Arc will kill him. I haven't tested out Squirt, though. Let's try Squirt. Let's see how Perry interacts in Squirt's level. Yeah, we can see the class here, I guess, if we really want to, but it's no big deal. Let's see. So, Squirt. If I take Perry to a Squirt level, it glitches out his thing, and we can hear Perry right now. I wonder if the water kills Perry. The answer is no, but it does act like it's pushing me, so it pushed me to the... That would actually make the boss fight... Oh, crap. I was always doing this in testing. I always accidentally pick slot 1. Slot 1 is like a completely different thing where I was like testing out certain things. I was actually testing out a glitch that I have on the channel right now that I didn't know if it was documented anywhere, but basically like you can get stuff from Bazaar for free. I have a video on this though, so I'm not going to bother explaining it because I don't even remember how to do it right now. I guess I could put a save state down right here, but I like having the save state at Perry for like the future in case, so I actually remember what the hell this is for. I guess I can. Oh, I know. Let's test out the nids. Do the nids kill you? You can also test out the barrels, because the barrels might kill Perry too, because they're not something that Perry normally interacts with. But let's just test out the spiders. So Perry does in fact work completely normally with these spiders, it seems. Perry will obviously die if he touches the bristle. Let's test out one more and then I'll call it quits for now. I'm not sure if there's other game states you can preserve between game overs. I think Perry might be the only one just because he's unique in that he's an animal buddy that comes with you but you do not control him. Well, alright, the barrels. I want to test the barrels, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's fast forward just to speed things up a little bit. Let's test out the barrels. The monkeys might also be something that kills them too, so I guess we can test that all out too while we're here. Let's see. Hopefully our pal Perry doesn't get killed by a monkey prematurely or something. So the monkeys don't seem to kill him. The barrel doesn't seem to kill him either. And the peanuts do in fact kill him, or the coconuts or whatever you call them. I also want to test out if the swoopies kill him, but whatever. That's enough of this now. If you want to test out more stuff, feel free to do it yourself. It's pretty easy. Oh right. This is a glitch that was fixed in like PAL and Japanese versions, but I'll show this off in I can show this off in this version. I use the tough spot because the tough spot I have automatically in a gyrocopter. So I use it. I guess I'll show some cool things here while I'm here. Jeez, can't talk today. If you use cheat codes to get the gyrocopter early, you can see some interesting behaviors that the gyrocopter doesn't behave like anything else in this game, or like I guess like normally moving around. So when you're on the overworld, even though these levels aren't available yet, like the game, I'm guessing the game uses like a unique thing for the gyrocopter. Like it just checks your position on the map to whether you can like enter levels. Like even if you don't have levels unlocked yet, you can just enter them, regardless of if the flag's there yet. And most humorously, you can even enter Krematoa before it's even been risen out of the water as a result of that. An interesting thing about this too is that if you come over here to where this like this part of the area normally gets like unclogged before you ever like get here with the gyrocopter, but it actually does like you can see like the shadow cast on it normally and everything. And the only reason I'm pointing this out is that if you do this exact same cheat in the like Game Boy Advance port, I never mentioned this because it wasn't really like a detail that really is like, but it is a detail that is interesting, is that if you take the gyrocopter here in the Game Boy Advance port when this is still here, even though you can see it, the shadow cast by the gyrocopter actually is a shadow cast on the water underneath. So like wherever the shadow is, you'll start seeing like water, and it's kind of cool looking actually when you do in that version. But what was the glitch I was gonna show off again? I better check the list. Right. It's I totally forgot. I spent too much time talking about it. So basically, I actually forget how you do this glitch because I didn't take the time to. This is one of the few glitches I forgot. Oh, right. Yeah. It's actually a glitch that technically can save time. So what you want to do is you want to come over here to coin. You throw him on top of him, and that kind of causes him to freak out a little bit. So now we want to float over here. You want to, and if you land in the water right about here. Oh, what? Well, that didn't work. I wonder why. Why didn't that work? That's weird. How this is supposed to work is that when you throw Kitty on top of coin, maybe. Oh no! I'm an idiot. I forgot one crucial step of this. You don't need to float over to anything at all, because this is actually a cock glitch, as it were. Like you set up this glitch, and then you can basically just, once you've set it up, you can trigger it whenever you want. It's like a gun and magnum glitch. So basically, the warp barrel is right above us. So if we team switch now, you kind of pop up at the top of the screen, right around where you threw Kitty. This glitch is actually fixed in the Japanese and PAL versions, and they fixed this by just making it so that it like works properly. Like the Kitty just kind of goes through coin instead of doing, like normally coin's a little weird in this version. Like even if you don't realize it, like he doesn't necessarily have to be looking up for you to land on him. It's just like the way he's facing doesn't matter at all in these versions. But I think they actually did kind of make it matter in PAL and Japanese versions. It's a little weird. But yeah, you do this, and then anytime you want, you can just like team switch, and you'll just kind of pop at the top of the screen. And I guess just for like completion's sake, I'll show it off in the Japanese version. So in this version, if we do the same glitch, you'll see it doesn't work quite the same way. Like you can even tell that it doesn't work the same way because like how Kitty interacts with coin is a little different. So let's show this off. Where's Kitty? should be a DK barrel right here. Don't get killed like a dummy. Because, you know, obviously you want to join that communist party. God, I make that joke all the time. I don't even remember why it started. So you can see, like, instead of making a sound and, like he lands on him, it just does that. And now it doesn't work anymore. So I believe if we switch... Yep, doesn't do anything. So they actually technically fixed the glitch by just changing the way coin works so that... I forget, it might actually be just... Oh yeah, no. They didn't change it the way that coin interacts with stuff. It's just that you just can't team throw into it anymore. Which is obviously, you know, that's a funny little thing. Oh yeah, this is an interesting thing. So, I think I showed this off in the playthrough, that you can trigger those barrels, the bazooka barrels, with Squidder's webs. But an interesting thing is that you can't actually trigger them with in version 1.0. Although I just realized I don't actually have the level unlocked yet because I'm an idiot. Oopsie doodles. But that's no big deal. So, and I already show off the damage boosting. So now we're on the big level specific thing. There's a lot of cool glitches we can show off here, but for now at least, I'm actually going to take a break. Because I'm going to cut this into 2 parts. Because talking for an hour gets to be real tiring. Now, this video isn't going to be quite as long as the DKC 2 one, because 1, there's not as many glitches in this game. And 2, the glitches that are in this game, for the most part, aren't quite as like game-breaking and interesting as DKC 2. But, I mean, there's still some cool stuff. Like, I mean, who knows what you can do with the parry glitch, right? I haven't really tested that one out. You might be able to carry other stuff over and all that, like... But there's a lot of cool shortcut glitches and stuff. And some cool glitches that show off, like things related to, like, some of the weird technology that's in this game. But, for now, at least, I guess technically this is just going to be edited together, but, there'll be a bit of a cut, so, I mean, you know, see you guys in a bit whenever I finish, you know, start recording again, whatever. Ta-ta. Alrighty, we're back. So the next thing on our list, there's a couple things here, but we already technically show all these off, so it doesn't really matter. However, one that I'm going to try to do this one, but I don't know if I can. I'm going to try to desync Belcha from his teeth. Now, getting this one to happen is difficult, and it's a little random. Basically, it seems to be a case of if you can get... I don't even know how you do this one. It's like you have to get a thing into his teeth right as he, like, jumps or something like that. And it seems to happen easiest by, like, jump... I'm not even sure. Let me try. Let's see. Like, the way I've always seen it done is you basically just start the level and just rush as soon as you can. But, like, that doesn't always want to work. No! Don't kill him! Well, I can try to show this off, too, on here. It didn't happen. So, apparently, Proton John did this during a thing I saw, and I didn't even know this was possible, but it's possible to, like, if you jump at him at the end in such a way, you can actually fall through and, like, soft lock the game. But I have no clue how he did it, because, like, if you do it too fast, like, it doesn't even work. There's, like, a specific time frame where you can, like, land, and, like, it'll just, like, I don't even know. I have no idea how this works, by the way. Like, people seem to just be able to do this way faster than I can. Okay, so he seems to clack his teeth, and then he'll clack his teeth once, and then he'll jump, so I want to try that out. It's hard to do this. Like, there's like I think it's like a 1-frame thing, or something like that. Like, if you jump at him right as he jumps, or something like that, his teeth will just kind of keep on going without him. But, like, it's hard to do. not sure what causes it. Oh, wait, we're seeing a little desync. You can see it right now, actually. His teeth are like farther back than they normally are, I believe. Or maybe I'm wrong about that? I don't know. Let's try it again. I keep fucking jumping way too late. I don't know why. Like, I run into him, basically. Alright, come on. I mean, it's probably for the best that he gets some distance anyway, so he doesn't, like, end. We're definitely seeing some desync. Like, his teeth look really far back now. Like, you can see, like, there's, like, a gap now. Very large gap. And it's an interesting thing, like, basically his teeth are the thing that actually, like, spawn and take the beetles. The big barrel part is, like, is just linked to it, but doesn't have anything to do with it. It's pretty cool that we can even, like... Sure, I think I just ended it. Don't die! Oh, good. I can at least make a move real fast by just kind of doing this. Oh, music's glitching. What the heck? That was weird. Alright. It's pretty far away now, but, you know, doesn't have to do a little more. Alright, come on. Let's get his teeth to keep on going. I mean, this is still kind of showing off this, if nothing else, that his teeth can desync. Which is pretty cool, I guess. Like, you can see there's a noticeable little, like, gap in, like, the front part now. Bow, bow, bow. It seems that the sooner, the better timing you have, like, the better it does it, too. Like, there's a pretty large gap now. Dope! The trick that I'm doing to, like, just kind of drop it in there is kind of hard to do, though. But, like, there's no way to, like, if you try to time it by just throwing, it's, like, really difficult. Look how far back they are now. Like, that's a pretty large gap now. Bow. Bow, bow, bow. It's starting to look really weird, eh? But it's interesting because you're starting to see parts of them that you don't normally get to really see. Right? Because normally, like, the part of him that, like, at the front there is basically always covered up by his teeth. So it's pretty cool that we can even see it at all. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, bow, bow. No! My beetles. You can also start to see some little, like, sprite layering. This isn't the glitch I wanted to show up, but it's cool that, like, it kind of works either way. Actually, I wonder if this is, like, a version-specific glitch. Maybe that's why it's not working. But I don't know. Ah! I always jump way too late. I don't know what's with me. Dope! And then I overcompensated and jumped way too early. This isn't a hard glitch to, like, do, but I don't know why I have so much trouble just jumping into him there. You can start to see the barrel kind of, like, spawns in him, too. It's kind of funny. Like, obviously his teeth are never meant to go this far back. Okay, let's try to kill him now. How about that? Spending a lot of time on this. Oh! Man, look how far back they are. It's pretty cool. Dope! Well, maybe we'll get to see his teeth go even farther back. His teeth are the things that spawn the barrel, but I believe the big barrel part of him itself is the part that needs the beetle. And the teeth just block it. So, you know, that's pretty cool, I think, anyways. I didn't get to show what I want to show, but maybe I'll probably just, like always, link a video that shows what I'm talking about. Spring and spiders, right? Yeah. When I get to the second bonus there. I'm gonna have to actually go through the whole level to do this, but I can go through it pretty fast. This is one of those levels where if you know what you're doing, you can actually, like, go real fast. It's just jumping, basically. This is also a level where I figured out a really interesting behavior that I didn't see documented anywhere. Was that there's a squawk sign at the end of this level that only appears if you take the warp. If you don't take the warp, the squawk sign is not there. And it's only like that on Japanese and PAL versions. And I've never seen it documented anywhere, so it was kind of cool. I wouldn't say I've discovered it, but because like I mentioned it on the Atlas forum, and some people did point out that they've seen that before. But it's just one of those things that's like, it's cool to like document it. So at least I can say that. I mean, I don't know. And yeah, the purpose of that sign being added there is because if you're tenacious enough, like, you can bring squawks to that part of the level, because like you can just kind of damage boost through one of the bees and get to the boot, like warp barrel. And if you do that normally, like, you kind of be like SOL, because like obviously whatchamacallit, I'm kind of blanking out because I'm kind of in the zone. Obviously, if you get there and the squawk sign isn't there and you're as squawks, you're kind of like in a state where it like, you're not screwed or anything, but you'd have to backtrack a lot, and it'd kind of suck. I mean, they didn't have to, because like only a really tenacious player is gonna even like do it. But like, you know what? It's cool that it's there. It's a little thing that they fixed just in case, I guess. I believe this is the warp barrel. So what you want to do is, to do this glitch, you just kind of go over here, and then you just kind of like, do that. And basically the camera moves just enough when you do this that it kind of like scoots you up. So like if I press left, the camera will move far enough back that I can drop down, but otherwise it's like, anytime you're like trying to move right, like the camera moves just barely enough that like scoots you up. And you can do this in a couple other of the tree bonuses too, but that's like the most obvious and easy one to do it in. I don't know if you can do it on the left side or the right side. No, because you can't see nearly enough to do it. And you can even like use this like go above, because like I'm like way above right now, which is really cool. Like I'm like on top of the tree tile, which you don't normally have the ability to do. Although now that I think about it, I wonder. I'm gonna try something. I'm actually really interested now that I just realized what I was doing. Whoops. I think the game normally has something in place that like blocks you from going on top. Or it doesn't, and I'm an idiot. So you can actually get up here normally. That's really interesting. So technically you can actually get into that place without even using the glitch, but you know, it's just, you know, I guess it's like a 2-for-1 deal. Right, yeah, I already showed off the getting stuck on coin. I didn't actually point out that you have to do this in Squeals on Wheels, but so I guess, I mean, it doesn't really matter because I've already done this, so I don't have to document it, but whatever. I don't need to show off the thing. Bopping Barrel Brawl. Right. This one's actually pretty easy to do, but it can be a little tricky to like figure out how you really need to do it. Let me Oh, don't you hate when like you feel it coming up, but like it just doesn't come up? So I'm just like I'm almost burping / hiccuping, but not quite. I guess I don't need to do a save for this because like it doesn't really save much time. But oops, well, shit. It's gonna be a little tricky to do, but basically you can kind of scoot on down that slope and like you can take advantage of that to team throw past the barrel, basically. It's a little hard to do because like you need to be very specific. Because like obviously if you get too close, you'll just instantly turn into Ellie. I'm gonna try this a little bit, and if I can't do it, well, once again, you know, like just take my word for it. I'll link a video. Ugh! The problem is you have to like not only land, but you also like you have to like do the team throw like pretty much instantly. Otherwise, like you won't have enough time. Because you need to throw it up and above and like past the barrel. Like you can't just throw it above it. You need to get past it too. Ah, that was pretty close. Let's give it 5 more tries. That sounds good. Because each try, like, if I mess up, like, it doesn't take that long. Dang it. Wasn't high enough. Like, you see what I mean? Like, you have to get, like, right above. Like, you have to do the team, start the team throw, like, basically instantly. Otherwise, you're not gonna make it. That's try number 2. This trick doesn't really help that much in terms of like ease, because the level is definitely a lot easier as Ellie, but it's faster to not be Ellie. Dang it. No, that wasn't even close. In comparison, in Murky Mill, it is actually just straight up easier to be the Kongs compared to Ellie. Although that one is really hard to do. Skipping that Ellie barrel in Murky Mill is like, oh, I think it's like TAS only, basically. You can like crouch past it, but it's like, ugh! But it's like almost like perfect, basically. It's like frame perfect. This one isn't frame perfect, but it's still hard. That would have been it, but I didn't get the okay, I have to do it one more time. Like, I pretty much had it there, but like I mashed the A button, it didn't take. Ah, whatever. Oh, once again, link a video. You know how to do it. Right. Rocket Barrel Ride. I mean, I guess I'll show this one off, because, like, why not? This one's a pretty minor glitch. It's just like you can... Oh, I can't do this on this file. Whoops. Which thing did I take? Right, let's load back up my normal one. Let's grab the... Let's even grab the Tufts file just so I can get there fast. It's in the rocket barrel, so I have to go here. Oh wait, it's in this level. I'm an idiot. I could have... Whatever. Oh, I can't even do it. What's wrong with me? Go fast, grab the 100% file, grab the Drywallcopter, get over there and play the level. Stop wasting your viewers' time, you nincompoop. So this isn't like, this is like a glitch where you can like cause like the wrong palette to load for certain enemies. But the thing is, you can actually do this in a lot of areas, but this is just like the easiest one to do it on. So pretty much, it's kind of near the end of the level though, so you have to play a lot, but like I can kind of show off how fast you can kind of run through this level if you're not like wasting time with like other stuff. I guess it's cool enough of its own. Ugh. I can even do some damage boosting stuff there. Now we're already at the midpoint, basically. Whoops. Do do ba do ba do ba do 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 do. Actually, where is the midpoint? Oh, there it is. So that was a little longer than I remembered it being. Boom, boom, ba-do, 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 do, do, do. Oh, right, coin. Oopsies. Okay, we're not gonna damage boost past this one because I want to get up here. Whoops! So I guess I am. Never mind. I didn't even mean to. Let's take Parry with us. I don't remember if he's necessary, but it will make it a little easier. Unless he dies. Which could totally happen, because this part is legitimately pretty hard, is to keep Parry alive. Ugh! Whew. Actually, let's team switch before something bad happens. Alright, so... Oh, jeez! I went the wrong way. Alright, so the spot you want to do it on is, I think... Okay, you can't take Parry here, so it doesn't work. Here's the spot you want to do this at. So right here, there's two Bs, and then this rocket barrel, like right above the B. If you do this and then drop right down right away... Oh, it didn't happen this time. I don't know if it's like perfect, but like... Ah! Fuck, where am I? Oh, right. Thank you. I don't know what caused this. This happened every time I play. Every time I test this out, this worked, and now it won't work. It's just my luck. There we go. Okay. I think you have to wait a second. You can't. You don't drop down right away. You have to wait a second. Like you land and then you kind of roll on down, and it'll cause them to glitch out. And as you can see there. You can do this pallet glitch in a lot of places, but this is just like the easiest way to do it. Other times, like you have to like lure enemies around and stuff, and like kind of mess around with that stuff. But that one's just easy to just like do that. Demolition drain pipe. This one's actually pretty easy to do, although it can be a little tricky still. But this glitch is actually really helpful if you're having trouble with the toboggan levels. Like, if the toboggan levels are hard for you, then like this glitch is for you. You can actually skip both toboggan levels in this game by just with some fine positioning. So what you want to do for this is basically you want to inch forward and then just like team switch basically. Whenever you're team switching, you want to team switch from Kitty to Dixie, and you want to move forward right as you do it. And you do this in such a way that like it basically like barely moves you, and you don't carry any momentum. You don't want to move when you're switching from Dixie to Kitty though, because Kitty's bigger, so he'll like hit the barrel and it like won't work properly. And you can see like the camera's just barely inching forward. And like eventually, if you do this enough, eventually you will slide right on down. The timing for this is quite tricky though, because like you don't want to like if you wait too long to do it, you'll like fall and then it won't work. Ugh. I'm actually being really precise with this. You can actually be kind of lax with this if you're like good enough. Like it's not that precise, but yeah, if you do it as Dixie, you'll actually fall down past the toboggan, and now we're like all good. We don't need the toboggan. Like, if you're having trouble getting one of the bonuses, you can just run on over to the bonus. You can, like, or you can just complete the whole level like this. If you enter a bonus, then you'll pop back in the toboggan afterwards. So, like, you can't do too much with this. But, like, obviously you can just beat the level if you're having trouble with that part. And, hey, it's a good way to see all the, like, the hidden coins, which is pretty cool. You can also like team throw up here. I forget if you can like team throw up past the wall here. Probably not now. But yeah, this is just like a cool little thing. This is the only way you can normally interact with these little pipe things too. Because normally like none of these ever show up in any of these only show up in this level. Like they're obstacles for the toboggan. So you can't normally interact with them. I forget if they work weirdly with team throw. I don't think they do. No, they're pretty normal. You can even like switch on them and everything. I think there'll be a toboggan at the midpoint. Oh no, there won't be. So the toboggan spawning there is from the midpoint, not from Not from you not having a toboggan, which is, you know, if you didn't know that, there you go. Bump it up, up, bump it up, bump it up, up. And you can see, like, it takes longer to get through the level, but, like, if you're having trouble with the toboggan, like, there you go. Like, this is easy mode. Like, you can see, like, a lot of the threats of the toboggan are these pipe things, and since you were not in the toboggan, it's not a threat. Like, there are, like, bees and beetles around, but they aren't that big of a threat. It's, like, easy to just kind of jump over them. Hey, coins. It's a good time to show off coins that I might have missed. So this kind of works out for that, too. I think if once we get over here, the camera locks. Oh no, it has. I guess it locks from the arrow. That's interesting. So I wonder if we were to team throw up here. I guess it's not possible. If we could team throw up there, though, we could probably take a steel cake down here with us, which would be cool. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's really possible because now the camera's gonna be locked. It's not locked. It only locks when the toboggan breaks. That's something I did not know. So that means we have free reign of this. This is something I did not know. So we can run with this steel cake here and kind of kill stuff. And we can see how these cakes interact with the pipe objects. Whoa. Did I just like... Feels like I like... Yeah, you can see, there you go, that's your biggest tell that it's a sprite and not a object because you can just put the steel cake down on it. And it won't land on it either. I forget if they roll into them though. Nope, they go right through them. Which makes me wonder then, I think then if you like throw this steel cake and land on it, oh. Where's a spot where I could do this? There needs to be a spot where there's like enough room. That's not it. There needs to be like a good flat way and then like a thing. I want to see like what happens if I roll into these. Actually, this might be it right here. A lot of room here. Alright, run into this. Ah, frick. It's actually really hard to jump on kegs, like honestly. Because like, if you're too close to it, you'll pick it up. Okay, it just kind of pushes you off, which makes sense because you're not on top of it. Still, theoretically, this is a way you could potentially like do the same glitch we did on Squeals on Wheels. So this is pretty cool. I never actually tested this one out. Ah, crap. But yeah, as soon as we grab a bonus, this is an easy way to grab the bonuses too, because like you can just walk up to it for free. Normally the bonuses can be a little tricky to get to because like if you don't jump at them in like a specific way, it won't like work. Now the toboggan will be here. Toboggan is like linked to the bonus barrel object, I think, or something like that. But yeah, that's just a cool little thing. Right, Ripsaw Rage. Right, this is another one. I'm probably just gonna link a video to this because this one is actually very difficult to do. But basically, there's a way to like get stuck. Like we can do the same camera trick from Squeals on Wheels, like thrust ourselves into the geometry. Thrust ourselves into the geometry. I'm gonna try to use a save state to see if this will like work. Oh, I think I'm already too late. I need to make a save state like beforehand and be there real fast. Basically, you jump in the doorway, and then if you jump and then throw as you start dropping down, you're like technically able to land on the Neek. So when it comes near you, you'll land on it and you'll be able to move again. Okay, let's put down a save state. This will be, let's just put this in slot 4. Just pick a slot. Ah! Yeah, and that's why I'm using save states, because this is a lot harder to do than it looks, because... Oops, wrong one. Because, like, if you, obviously you need to actually, like, throw. Ah, crap, and you have to do it... You can't be too low, or too high, because then you won't even hit the Neek. But if you're too low, then the Neek will just hurt you. Ah! Oh! I managed to do the glitch where your Kong doesn't go away. So that's funny. That's a glitch that's from Donkey Kong Country 2. But I guess you can still kind of do it in this game. Sorry for the snacking, but I can't do this video for too long. So that's actually interesting. I got to show up another glitch by pure accident. How perfect is that? There we go. Now, since I've pulled this off, I'm going to put down another save state because I'm here. And we're going to start moving around. We'll see. You can see that when you do this, it like messes with the camera. Like, look what the camera starts doing. I don't actually know where we are right now. Whoop. Eventually the other camera should catch up. This is actually a speedrun trick because this makes the saw. This is like a way to actually affect the auto scroll of the buzzsaw or the saw blade, which normally you can't do. Alright, here we are. I think this puts us right around the mid. No, we're past the midpoint, I think, now. Let me load that state again. See if I can mess with this. Like you can see, that's the midpoint right there. Oh, I fell! That's funny. I fell through the buzzsaw blade. That's funny, because I think when you move it up like that, the buzzsaw, like the saw blade object is really weird. I think that there are technically, there's multiple parts to it. Like, there's the actual, graphic, and then there's the actual physical, saw blade. I think they're separate from each other, technically. So if you, move the camera weirdly, you can actually fall through that, because you're not hitting the actual object, you're just passing through the little, graphic that shows up. So, that's a cool little thing. Yeah, there's not really any big glitches you can do in the water levels, though. So we're gonna head straight to the next toboggan level. And we're gonna do the same glitch again that we did from the... Well, the glitch is gonna have the same result, but the way we're doing this glitch is going to be completely different. Basically, what you want to do is you want to kind of roll down here, take a hit as Dixie. Ah, frick. You want to take a hit as Kitty, and then you basically, jump into the B. Well, I'm getting myself mixed up. You just barely touch the B, and then you can basically float over, and there's just barely enough ground there to, land. And then from here, you just jump past it. However, this is the hard part, because actually getting past... Oh, crap, I just realized. You know what? Oh, I don't have the thing unlocked in Tufts. Damn it. If I had Tufts activated, this would actually be faster, because you would always start the level with both Kongs, so I wouldn't have to play the level if I messed up at all. Unfortunately, in practice, I did this first try, so now I'm going to spend an hour doing this, of course, because that's just how it always is. Yeah. Because the toboggan kind of sucks you in because it wants you to be in there. And the barrels kind of wants to suck you in too. I think the key to this is to not stop moving. If you stop moving, then you won't have any momentum, and it gets kind of hard to... there you go. That's what you do. Now we can play this level, and this level is pretty interesting without the toboggan because, once again, you can kind of see all the stuff I missed when I played this, normally, I guess. So, I mean, I can take this as a chance to show off all the coin locations and stuff. There's a lot of them, and they're mostly, in spots where they want you to jump. And they kind of reward you for not doing it. It's basically for, rewarding you for going against your instincts. There's a lot of weird spots where you might not expect them to be, either. I forget if there's something here? No. Usually it's just like if there's something to jump off of, then there'll be something there if you don't do it. Like here, for example, if I go underneath, coin. Because we're a bit smaller, because the Boggin has a bigger hitbox size than us, might be a little hard, yeah, it might be a little hard to get some of these objects. They expect you to be able to, like, just move and get them. Here's one I never get, but there's a balloon down here, but I always jump on that beetle. It's just like instinct. Like, I see the beetle, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I gotta jump. But, like, if you don't jump, they actually give you a reward, which is pretty cool. Same thing here, I think? Yeah. There's a lot of coins you can get. Even sometimes, like, there, like, you just get it for just jumping really late. Like, it's basically just like a little reward for playing risky, which is pretty cool. I love that this game does that. Oh, is there something off this bee? Because I know that you can, like, jump here and, like, I think land on this bee, and there might be something there somehow, but I don't know. Doesn't look like it. Bananas there. It's such a good opportunity to show off. I don't think I ever showed off the balloon because I messed up and got hit. But yeah, right up here, green balloon. Or was it when I did the ROM hack I didn't get to show that off? I don't know. Now that I think about it, it might actually be possible to just fly over here. Like, I think, okay. This isn't really a glitch, just like a level exploit, but I guess a lot of the stuff that I've been showing, like, what we just did wasn't really a glitch. It was just like they messed up and didn't, like, completely prevent you from just going past. But I think if you run off of Kitty here, get to the very end here and jump off him at the very edge, I think it might be possible to get over here, but I have no idea. Okay. Can I get this barrel out of here, please? It's definitely possible if you do a really good jump, but I don't know how to. So there's that. Pothole panic. I guess I didn't mention this here, but this is there's an actual speedrun trick that's, once again, for some reason it's exclusive to the Japanese version. But basically when you're fighting Bleak, if you die against Bleak and then start select why you're dead, for some reason the game, like, gets confused and just considers you to have beaten the level. I'm not sure why, but that's a Japanese only glitch for some reason. It's weird that it's there. Alright, we're gonna go to Pothole Panic. There's actually a couple of things we can do in Pothole Panic. I only put down, like, the big one, but there's a couple other things you might be able to do. I don't know. They're kind of tricky to do, though, so that's kind of the trick. It's probably why I didn't put them on the list, because they're hard to do. You can actually mess with the camera in this level right here, Confused Cliffs, in the same sort of venue as you can with the big, like, ripsaw. Because you can, if you, like, when you jump off on the rope, like, if you try to jump onto the rope and you're off screen, it'll, like, try to put you back on screen, right? But you have one frame to jump or it won't do it. So task tricks can, you know, watch a task of this game and go to Confused Clips. It's really cool. They, like, jump all the way up to the top of the level, and eventually, like, the camera just, like, freaks out and just, like, starts skyrocketing upwards, and you can finish the level like that, and it's pretty cool. Woo. Woo. Gotta go fast. Because our pal Squawks does not have a hitbox on his, he does not let the Kongs come to any harm, as it were. This is another glitch I'm probably going to use save states for, because otherwise you have to, like, replay this level every time you mess up, which is kind of annoying. Dooba 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 dooba. But basically, this is a trick you can use to get Endguard onto land, which is pretty cool. And And you can see what the problem here, because there's a midpoint right above Ellie, so if you mess up this trick, you have to like beat the level and then try it again. So that's obviously very annoying. So I'm going to put a save state in slot 3. So this is basically the same, actually, like, same concept as the, whatchamacallit, as the glitch we just did with the tree. But basically we're doing it on a crate instead. And you do that, and hey, now we have Ellie on land. Or Enguarde on land, dude. So save state down. So the thing with Ellie is that, just like a lot of stuff in this game, Ellie doesn't actually have any, like, non-water physics. Like, she won't go above water. And she kind of sticks to the land. But, like, she can't drop at all. Because, like with many things in this game, her physics are greatly simplified in this version of the game. I'm guessing because this game just has so much stuff in it that they had to, like, make room for it. It's funny, you can see, like, the Kong that's in the back, like, goes into a swimming animation automatically. What's interesting, too, is that even though she doesn't drop, you can make her drop. Like, you push down, she'll drop automatically. And obviously, once she goes down into the water, she won't go back up. But, I believe there's a way to get her up here. Oh, right, I think it's actually in this exact same way, because there happens to be a copter here. So I want to do... Well, you can do that, but it's tricky. Because the copter tends to just kill you. So we're not going to waste too much time with that. But it's just a cool... Like, I'm pretty sure you can bring Enguarde pretty far into the level. Oops. I always load that state, I don't know why. But for now, at least, we're just gonna... Huh. That's weird. I wonder if that's like a boxed Ellie thing. Like, boxed Ellie just really wants you to get on? It's weird. Whatever. So... This, I don't have this in my notes, but I know that this is possible because I've seen footage of this. I don't know why I forgot about this, but basically, there's a... Well, first of all, you can actually bring Ellie with you to this part of the level using the same trick we did in the boardwalk level. I'll actually put another save state down. Let's put it at, say, slot 6. Basically, you can just jump off of our pal Kitty here. It's a little hard timing because, like, it's not just like you jump off Kitty, like he's kind of like sliding a little bit, or you know what I mean, like he's at a higher level, so it's a little hard to jump on him. But if you do it just right, you can get Ellie up here. I'm gonna try a couple more times. If I can't do it, then whatever. No big deal. There we go. So from here, we now have our pal. That's really weird though, that like Ellie, like other animal buddies don't do that in this game. Like they even fix like this thing where team switching near an animal buddy automatically puts you on. Like they're pretty good about it. Let's put another save state down just to make sure. I guess I'll show the Ellie, having Ellie here first. So because we have Ellie here, we can kind of bring her to the end of the level. You can see some cool stuff related to that. Namely, that obviously Ellie doesn't care about this sign. And having Ellie here, I believe, can cause the game to break. I think you can only break the pallet by specifically, like... I don't even remember what it is. I don't remember how you do it, actually. You can, like, totally glitch out the palette of the flag, but no clue how you really do it. Because, like, if your team throw up here, I think Ellie will start, like, can, like, disappear. I think the coin has to have the DK coin still, and if he does, then this palette thing will, the palette will break out. And, yeah. The other thing we can do, though, is... Oh, I have save state 5. Funny how I have multiple save states set up. Oops. I forget if it's possible to get past this barrel. I swear to God it is. I think you have to do the same trick we did before. Or if you do like a step-by-step drop down here, eventually you can get past the barrel. I think anyways, I don't know. Nope, I'm not sure if you can get past this. Even though it doesn't really look like it, I don't think you can get past this for some reason. This barrel is like extra big. It's like a specially made barrel or something that's like got like an extended hitbox. I forget if that's like a version thing though. It might be possible to get past this in different versions, I don't know. I know that you can't, I don't know. I'll try to find a video where that shows this up, but basically Squidder interacts with water in an extremely glitched way, and you can actually cause the game to like start breaking because of that. Because like it's not supposed to like work like that, but I don't know. I'm not sure how you can get past it though. It's kind of weird. It's kind of funny how they fixed that, huh? Can I team throw past it maybe? Like if I do this, was it gonna suck me in? Yeah. There's no way past this. Unless like for some reason Kitty can go past it, which wouldn't be out of the realm of options, I guess. Even though his fat face tells me otherwise, but who knows? Maybe it's like especially for Dixie, and no, it doesn't look like it. Oh wait! I think I might remember how you do this now. Oops, wrong one. Let me see. I think if you put webs here, like. Or maybe like you can get past when the barrel's like this. I don't remember. I think it might have something to do with the webs though. Like if you're... Oops. Something weird about the webs is what I remember now, but I can't seem to get it to do it, so I don't know. This might literally just be like a version 1.0 sort of thing, so I don't know. Like, you can hear him fall into the water. But it doesn't look like the orientation of the barrel matters at all. And I doubt the frame trick works, because I'm pretty sure the barrel is farther to the right than it is to the left. I think this barrel is just impossible to pass in this version. But I will link to a video. I'm a little disappointed I couldn't pull it off, but whatever. Because this glitch is, like, in the vein of, like, those DKC 2 ones where it, like, broke stuff. But nope, it's too far over. Oh, you break the power by bringing Squidder too. I guess that makes sense. There's actually one we can do in a boss stage though, so I guess I'll show that off. This one isn't really a glitch. It's just like more of a just like kind of like cool quirk, I guess, exploit. Like I wouldn't even really call this anything. It's just like interesting that this is possible. But basically, it's possible to get Enguarde between, like in here. Like if you go up too high, it'll kill you. But it's barely possible to squeeze on by there and just kind of hang out inside your like our pal Barbos here. And this is actually a speedrun trick because, as it turns out, this is actually one of the fastest ways to do this part. So what we want to do is when this guy pops up, we want to just kind of squeeze on by in here. Oh, didn't work. Okay, I don't know how you do this, but like basically it's possible to get those guys to scoot on over and kill them. It's like the fastest way to do it. I kind of messed up, but I mean I barely even showed that off, but whatever. Coin dozer clamor. Right. This is basically one of those dying but not actually dying-esque glitches that we saw a bit of in DKC 2. And you can actually do this in a couple spots, but Coin Dozer Clamor is the easiest level to do this in because everything in this level pushes you, which interrupts your team throws. So it's just like the best and easiest place to do it. I forget, do these guys work the same way as Coin? No. I guess that's how they fix this. They just make Coin work like these guys. But anyways, what we want to do is we want to go to one of the bazookas in this level. I forget if it's the first or the second one. I think it might actually be the second one, but I'm going to try it the first one. No, I think this is too high up. Yeah, no, it's easier at the second one because the second... I mean, the midpoint's right next to the first one, so, you know, if it doesn't work here, then I just change my mind. We want the guy to be... want it to be the second one because I think he's lower to the ground and he has more space between him and... that we can throw at. Oh! I can't believe I'm alive. Yeah, because like he has a bit of empty ground next to him. So that's basically what we want to do this. So let's put a save down. Save down. I'm going to save over slot 5 because I don't need that. I already have another slot for that. So you can see like kind of pushes you up. So what you want to do is basically want to throw right as he does that. And if you do that just with good timing, it'll like... I think you can't throw, like, it's weird. There we go. Oh, almost! You can see what we're trying to do, though. You want to fall in the hole. But we can't be in the throwing animation, I don't think. Because I think if you do that, then it, like, doesn't work. Or maybe it does! So now, even though it looks like we're dead, we're actually perfectly alive. It's just that Kitty is now invisible. If you do a team switch... Let me do a save state so I don't ruin this. Like, if you do as soon as you, like, team up, the camera, like, unlocks itself properly. But yeah, like, what's interesting, I just think it's cool to me, because, like, this actually, like, makes you invisible. Like, when you die off the bottom of the screen in this game, it actually, like, removes your character sprite. Like, despawns it. I think if you if you do that, then it works properly. And what's interesting about this is that the music stops playing in this. But not only does the music stop playing, the sound effects stop playing too. So right now everything is completely like you can't hear anything. It will fix itself if you hit this because it changes the music. But it's interesting to me that like it works like that. Oops. Always do that. And of course you can fall again and you lose a life upon doing it for the first time. You don't actually lose another life again afterwards, so it's an interesting thing. Poisonous pipeline, right. This one is strange and I might not be able to do this, but I'm gonna try. So my instructions for this are specifically play through the level, enter the first bonus, don't break the midpoint, and go towards coin. This might not work. This is I mentioned this during the playthrough, but basically this is related to the second bonus, where for some reason the second bonus barrel is really well. Specifically, it's the second bonus barrel that like you exit from, like the exit bonus barrel 2, like bonus barrel 2 is exit or whatever you want to call it. Basically, that one is, for some reason, it's really glitchy in this level. I'm not sure why, but, oh, fuck. Oh, jeez, I almost died. That would have been embarrassing. Basically, what we want to do is we want to enter this bonus. I forget, do we have to, like, do anything? I think you just enter the bonus and you're good. We have to not break the midpoint, too. I'm not sure if that's like important or not, but that's like the instructions I was given. Because I read this off of a site. I read this off the atlas. Somebody mentioned how they could reliably do it, but I don't know if it really works. And yeah, something about this bonus barrel's exit like causes the game. It's just like sucks you in from a distance, and apparently it causes the virtual console version of the game to crash a lot of the time, which is like a strange thing. I'm not sure why, but we're gonna see. So we're just gonna play through the level normally. This is basically like playing through the level but without the bonuses. Although I got the first ones, but I didn't really try. I don't know. Let me see something. This balloon does not float away. Dang. I don't know if you know what, speeding up might have caused, like, it might be a time thing. That guy finally got me. In all my practice runs, that clownfish always got so close to getting me, and now in this run he actually did. Thankfully there's a barrel right here, because we're just past the midpoint, so it's not too bad. Honestly, I wonder if getting hit will ruin it, too. I guess we'll see. Who knows? Maybe hitting hit is the key to this. I don't know. We're gonna see when I get over that. We're getting pretty close. I think we want to go towards coin, and then we head over here. Yeah, there! It like sucks you in. And I don't know why that happens. I honest to God have no clue why this happens, because like I'm pretty sure all the bonus barrel exits are exactly the same, so I don't know why it's different on this level. It must just have like some weird like objects code that like is used. I have no clue why it does that. Like maybe the object is linked to coin in some way, but like it doesn't always. It only happens under certain circumstances, so I don't know. And I've heard, like I mentioned, I've heard that it causes the virtual console version of the game to just crash. And it doesn't crash when you get there, it crashes when you start the level. So some people like literally can't play this level. And I don't know why. It's so weird. We're getting pretty close though. We only got 3 more levels to do. So now we want to head over to Stampede Sprint. Yeah, there we go. So we can actually, this glitch is interesting because we can actually achieve this glitch a bit easier by using the like player 2 game over. I guess like what should I call that glitch? I guess it would just be like the 2-player contest game over inheritance glitch. Like it's a bit of a mouthful, but it tells you exactly what the glitch does. You get a game over in a 2-player contest game, and the other player will inherit the game over player's traits. However, we don't. Like I mentioned when I tested this out, parry kind of works weirdly when you do that, and it doesn't always, like, parry doesn't stick around for some reason. Like he'll just kind of disappear randomly. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my cheat codes to. Basically, what we want to do is. Okay, well, first I'm going to do that, and I enable the cheats, and now I can play as Kitty. This lets us basically jump really high. So what I want to do is I want to get to the one that has Squitter in it. Which one is that? I forget. I think it's the right one. Nope, left one. Pathetic. We want to get the sign, we want to get the bonus that has Squitter in it, and we want to like turn into Squitter. So you can do this without the super jump glitch, and you can do this without using the 2-player contest inheritance glitch. Basically, you just use Squitter really well, which is what I was showing off. You can use 2 webs. Once again, I'll link to a video where someone does this normally. If you use 2 webs really well, you can basically, what you want to do is you want to get over here basically. Ah, shit. Really, that's not going to work super well. That sucks. But, yeah. Oh, shit. I totally messed this up. So we do need Squitter. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm like messing this up. I didn't test this one out at all when I played, so sorry for being sloppy. It's funny how I said like I did so much more work on this one, but like, and I mean that is true, but I did that work a while ago, and I kind of was putting off this video because I was kind of waiting to see if anything else would come out, because like I've been learning a lot about this game recently. Just about messing with the thing. Come on, get on the web. Get on the web. Get on the web. You stupid, dumb, little girl feces. God. I'm so sorry for wasting everyone's time. This is so embarrassing. Okay, let's try this again. So maybe I'll do a little baby hop this time. And I'll jump from up here. So it's there. Now we get on top of the web and we can float over the Ellie barrel. Now obviously if you don't grab the barrel, like the developers knew about this, so you can't keep going. But what we can do is jump over here. I hope I make this actually. Looks like it's good, okay. Shit, this doesn't work because... Oh no! Because like I mentioned, if Perry gets off screen too long, he actually like goes away. Shit. Okay, let me try something. I have this code here where I can play as Squawks. Let's exit the level first so it doesn't break anything. Let's see if I can do it like this. So this time will kind of break, but I should be able to get it past it eventually. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Oh shit. This did break my pallet though. There we go. Okay, it works a little bit better in this game. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so I'm using this. Basically, we want to get Perry over here, and we don't want to, shit. I think this might actually break it doing it like this now I think about it, but... Oh no, I forgot, because it does it dynamically, it's no problem. Okay, that's good, it's good. Let's put a save state down. Save state slot 7. So, I think this glitch doesn't really work. Well, how should I put this? This glitch works better if you've changed the color palette of this area. Oh wait, where's the bonus barrel? Is the bonus barrel gone? What the hell? Did I break these? What? The barrels are gone. Everything's gone, actually. What the hell? Oh shit, did I just like break the game? What did I do? Okay, well, I don't know what the hell I did, but apparently what I just did is bad. Don't do that. So let's try this again. So maybe let's deactivate the cheat when I'm hitting the sign, so it like despawns properly. Harry is still with us, thankfully. And everything is still here. You know what probably happened was the bananas are probably on screen, like way off screen, so it wasn't working. Alright, now let's put down a save states. Like, maybe it's like, oh, you're showing this off using like a cheat code, but like you can do this without the cheat. It's just, I'm, honest to God, not good enough to do it without the cheat. So we can show this off in two ways, basically. First of all, oh! You know, I guess that makes sense. The reason why Perry wasn't coming with me is because it probably puts Perry off screen here and then he just, like, dies. Because I know that if you enter the Squawks bonus, it's fine, I believe. At least I think it's fine. Oh, shit. No, I think it's like some weird thing where, like, if you're the animal buddy, like, you despawn faster? Or something like that. Like, watch. Let's test this out. This is what you'd call a weird interaction. I believe if I'm Squawks, Perry does not come with us? So I have no idea how they... You know, I know how they did. They kept Squitter here. Okay. Okay, I'm learning more and more. I apologize for this. I'm kind of winging this on the fly, but like, I mean, what else do you want from me? Oh, it still worked. I mean, it kind of still worked, but like, that's not really... Like, it can be worse than this. But... I mean, I guess at the core, this is kind of just wanted to show off. For some reason, if like you have Perry with you and then you go through these animal signs, like it totally breaks like a lot of the sprite tiles. So like you can see like a lot of the tiles just get like garbled up and stuff. So I'm gonna do the same thing now, but I'm gonna keep Squitter here. He shouldn't despawn. I'm gonna do the same thing. Gonna turn to Squawks. I want to be careful about that. Now I want to get over here. I'm gonna get ready to press, Oh, he's gone! What the heck? Okay, well, I mean... I don't know. It kind of works still. Well, I mean, we can kind of do it still. I mean, I can do it in the main world. I'm going to link a video to this because, once again, I'm not totally sure how the guy did it so well. But basically, he did this glitch in such a way that it, like, completely broke everything. Like, it, like, super messed up the background. Like, the background was just, like, a complete mess. However, I can't seem to actually do it, so that's unfortunate. I can kind of show off going through the level normally. Like, you can see, like, it's like everything kind of gets garbled up to hell. Which is pretty cool. We're gonna take a hit somewhere around here because getting hit will actually mess things up too. We want to get a DK barrel though before, so hopefully I don't die before finding it. Where's the DK barrel? I swear it was around here. Okay, DK barrel is a lot later into this level than I remembered it. There it is. Now if we get this, like, it's a little weird. It seems to only kind of garble stuff up that spawns in on screen. But because we did it like this, it should start messing up other stuff too. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, you can just see it. It's just a cool little like effect. Like it just messes with stuff. And you can get cool stuff like this where like Dixie and Kitty are like almost like linked together in some weird way. Like they're kind of grabbing the same sprites off each other. And you can even see like Dixie with Kitty's palette because of that, because the palette is based on the object and not like on the actual sprite. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, you can see like you can like you mentioned like you can see like I mentioned like it makes Squawks' hitbox mess up and it'll break the graphics. It's weird, but I can't seem to get it to happen. We're gonna show off two things in Rocket Rush now. These ones are really cool. Like the first one I'm gonna show off not so like amazing, but the next one is pretty incredible. Actually, should I show this one off first? Yeah, I'll show this one off first. So in order to do this first one, what you need to do is you need to actually start this level as Dixie by herself without Kitty. So we're gonna walk into this level and get whacked. And then from here, what we want to do is you want to just enter Rocket Rush, hit the DK barrel, and then switch to Kitty, and then from there you just beat the level. And for some reason, this causes something weird to happen. And we'll see what it is in a little bit. But for now, we're just going to go through the level normally. Ah! Stop going up. Well, if I don't die, that would be kind of sucky. But, shouldn't be a problem. Usually, I don't really have problems with this level. I might have some problems with fuel because I missed a barrel, but you don't have to worry about that too much. They give you, like, more fuel than you need. I mean, I already played this level in the LP, so you should know. And if you slow down when you're descending onto the thing, you get a little bit more like bang for your buck. The trick I'm actually going to show is, I mean, I think I showed this up during the LP, but like you can actually avoid those fuel barrels and get the ignition first, and that actually makes it like, that makes this part of the level so much easier because you can have like, you get like basically an extra mistake. Like normally a problem is that you don't have enough, like you pretty much barely have enough time to even do this. Like you have like time for one mistake. Anyways, for some unfathomable reason, I have no clue why this happens. If you do those exact steps and beat the level, you get a wrong warp. This actually takes you to level 00, which is the first level of the game. Which is basically like, what this level is it's basically just like the geometry of doorstop dash, which is the second level of the game. But like it's missing almost every object except for the very first one. And I have no clue why. Now, because we came here from the Rocket Rush level after we'd already beaten the exposed the Nautilus, it inherits the properties of the level, which is namely that the palette gets changed to this one, which is pretty cool. So this level, as a result, becomes a complete fucking graphical mess, like because it's using a a tile like palette that's never intended. I'm just gonna put a save state down here, and I'm also gonna turn on my cheats, but I'm gonna put on the super jump cheats so we can actually move around, because like I mentioned during the LP, these ropes aren't like, even though ropes are a tile set, but there's also an object linked to them, so like this tile essentially is just like a dummy object in a sense. Like it doesn't really do anything, it's just there to appear like it's doing something. I forget, can you come from underneath this? You can, but these things are also linked to an object, like I said, so because the object isn't here, these doors don't open at all. So you can't do anything with them. But yeah, it's pretty cool. You can like explore around this level and stuff. Maybe I'll try to play as Squawks too, because I think there's like a couple weird places you can go by doing that. Oh, now I remember what it is. So we can kind of go through the whole level like this. I mean, I might as well show this off. Funny how with no objects, level goes like pretty fast, hey? There's no camera object either, so like you can just kind of see the void. Because as it turns out, the levels actually work perfectly fine when there's no camera object. Oh, well, we just did it. We're stuck in the thing. But yeah, if you go to the end there, you can do the exact same camera glitch that I mentioned before. And this actually causes it to do this. Where the camera will kind of push you out, and now you can kind of walk around up here. Which is pretty cool. You can also like kind of platform this stuff. Obviously, because you're never intended to walk on this stuff, the collision can be a little weird. Sometimes you'll kind of just fall through, because certain parts are solid and certain parts aren't. And I can show off a cool little thing too. If you go through this, you can kind of see below the level, and you can start seeing like garbled messes of graphics. Because like obviously you're not supposed to see this. Which is pretty cool. Where am I? Where am I? Oh, I'm still dropping. Oh, holy cow. Where am I? Oh no, I'm stuck in the... Oh no, I'm good. Jeez. It's so easy to get stuck in this stuff. But yeah, you keep doing this, and you know, it's pretty cool. You can see a complete garbled mess of graphics here. I'm not actually sure what this represents. This might actually be like representing like certain things in like RAM, a la Super Mario Land 2. Maybe, I don't know. I have no clue, to be honest. But anyways, can you start select out of this? No, I'm actually totally stuck here because this changes your level and everything, so I have to like reset the game. Anyways, there's only one last thing to show off, which is the Nautilus like electrical currents. This is something I never actually showed off during the playthrough. Just because like it's like, I mean, at its core, it's a glitch, and it can potentially make things easier, actually. Rendering with a glitch, that's helpful. But basically, yeah. As you can see here, just, oh! I actually totally forgot about the fuel one. You know, I'll show that one off quickly. I mean, it's pretty obvious what it is, but basically it's possible to run out of fuel when you're touching the ground. And if you do that, then you know, obviously you're stuck. But, we'll quickly show it off. Let's go fast. Hoo-wee! I almost wonder if I shouldn't be collecting the fuel. Ooh! Careful. I mean, I say it's careful, but like, you don't have to worry about smashing yourself against the ground, because as long as you hit a B before you do that, like, you don't die. Like, no matter how fast you're going, as long as you have some sort of force acting on you, it won't let you die. So what we want to do, basically, is just kind of idle here. Ah, shit. Okay, it might be possible for me to fix this. I mean, I might not get to show this off because of that, but I'm gonna try. Oh, I'm gonna run out of thing. Ah, crap! A little too slow. If it isn't obvious, like, you can kind of like touch the ground right when that happens, and you're stuck there forever. If you haven't beaten the level yet, you have to reset the game, so be careful about that. But yeah, last thing in the game where I get to show off is the electric currents are very... I don't know what technology they're using, but like, whatever it is, the game isn't perfectly capable of dealing with it, so if you pause the game during certain points, it doesn't actually pause the current, basically. Like, it doesn't pause it properly. I guess is a good way of putting it. Uh-oh. I mess up. Get in there! No! I have to do this section again? Cock. That's kind of embarrassing. I don't know why I'm messing this up. This isn't even related to the glitch. I'm just trying to yeah, you want to get to the point where it starts shooting electric currents outside, basically. Oh, nice speed run. Let's go. Smack him up good. So close. So, like, if I pause the game, it looks like it's paused. But you'll see that it doesn't totally pause it. And we'll see in a second here what I'm talking about. There's basically two states to this glitch too. So simply put, when it shoots an electric current out of this, if you pause the game, the electric current actually keeps moving on its own, and you can use this to basically like avoid getting hit, because once the electric current is like left, like you're like safe and you won't get hurt. It actually shocks it for like a frame, so it can hurt you. However, there is a worse state of this. If you pause when it's still shooting out, it'll actually cover the entire screen and you are forced to be hit. Although, what's really cool about this is it actually changes the way it behaves, so... Let's start putting this down right at the wall here and show what I'm talking about. Oh, really? Don't do that. Shoot out of the left one, because I want to show off how cool it can be. I guess you can't actually see if it's still, but like it's pretty cool because even though the size is predetermined by the game, like it always uses the same size, you can actually manipulate its size and make it bigger and smaller by pausing, which is Like, that's so cool, because, like, I can't even... I don't even know why. It's so weird how it works. Like, whatever technology it uses, you can't pause it. Or maybe you can pause it, and it's just not properly set up, I don't know. Either way, that's actually everything I have to show you on my list. So, yeah, thanks for... I mean, you know, if you made it to the end of the video, you know, thanks for watching. See you guys later.